The effort to remove Donald Trump from the 2024 election on January 6 has so far failed to achieve its stated goal. But late Friday there was a major victory. A judge ruled that the former president could not be disqualified but that he had incited an insurrection. A relatively low-level state court judge in Colorado made the decision. But it's still a remarkable historical document. Denver District Judge Sarah B. Wallace's ruling said Trump's conduct met standard for disqualification under 14th Amendment. Engaged in insurrection. But that amendment did not apply to President. Wallace examined the evidence for the first component of his finding in detail over 102 pages. He focused on the timeline of Trump's behavior on Jan. 6, 2021, and said it showed Trump wanted that outcome. It also documented his history of encouraging and legitimizing political violence. He said this helped prove that he had incited the riot. The court finds that Trump acted with specific intent to incite political violence and direct it to Capitol with purpose of overturning election certification, Wallace wrote. He added that Trump's inaction during the and subsequent approval of the violence confirm evidence that his intent was to incite on January 6, 2021, based on conduct leading up to and including January 6, 2021. Among its other key findings, Trump has cultivated a culture that embraces political violence with consistent approval. He responded to escalating threats, violence, and intimidation ahead of certification by amplifying his false claims election. He gathered a large crowd in Washington, D.C. on date of certification, focused on certification process, told them their country had been stolen from them, called for strength and action, and directed to Capitol where certification was about to happen. The court found Trump was aware that his supporters were willing to engage in political violence and they would respond to his calls. Do so. It ruled Trump's inaction during insurrection did not constitute insurrection per se, but that it was evidence he intended to engage in violence when he sent the mob to fight like hell at Capitol. He said Trump's comments after the incident showed that he approved and intended the mob's actions on January 6, 2021. Wallace became the first judge to rule that Trump incited the insurrection. But Wallace isn't the first judge to place blame on Trump. Indeed, many justices, including some Republican appointees, have moved in this general direction. They were not specifically tasked with deciding the incentive question. The other big decision on this front came last year from U.S. District Judge David O. Carter. In March 2022, he ruled in a case involving Trump lawyer John Eastman that Trump likely broke the law. Carter's decision stated that it is highly likely that President Trump corruptly attempted to obstruct the joint session of Congress on January 6, 2021, while focusing more broadly on Trump's efforts to thwar